Good. Yeah. Good. Good.
Oh shit, dude, the Great Escape.
pushing, you dirty clanker.
Nice job.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person.
Here's Johnny.
Everyone take care. Bye. Oh, cray raid? Yeah, we can do a cray raid real quick. I'll eat.
Thank you for playing. I really do appreciate it. Hit that like and favorite to show your support. Having fun? Hit that like button and favorite to do that.
What's going on, Fortnite fam? Man, I missed y'all so much. It is great to be back. Here we are, major number 3, the last stop before the global championship. Man, it is crazy to think we are almost at the end. It feels like we kind of just got started, but here we are, major number 3, that last chance for many trios to secure that spot to the global championship, and it is stressful to say the least, but there's 2 people that I know that can keep my nerves nice and calm, nice and chill. It's Kelly Link, it's Vivid, my friends, major number 3. We're about to kick things off. How are you guys feeling?
I'm good. I'm so excited. It feels like the year just started, but I also can't believe that we're already at Major 3 and going to be rounding out the teams that are going to go to Global Championships. It's a bit of a mixed feeling. I'm so excited to get the Global Championships, but I'm also sad that the FNCS is almost over.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy, right? Everybody says time flies when you're having fun. Well, time goes pretty slow when there's no FNCS around. It's been like, 3-4 months since major number 2. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that we've been living without FNCS for that long. But major number 3, Zeke, there is a lot to talk about.
That's right, man. Why don't we take a look back at kind of what got us to this point? We have this nice little roadmap for you guys. As you remember, majors 1 and 2 we wrapped up, and then recently we took to the Pro-Am. It was super awesome, and now here we are, just 1 major away from the global championship in Lyon, France. Oh my gosh, I'm going to France, Mom. It's gonna be a great time. Man, I think the thing that is like sticking with me the most is in major number 2, obviously we had 3 spots going to the global championship. Now we only have 2. So where the floodgates were open last major, they are that much scarier coming into this. I don't even know what to make of that, Kelly.
I'm sad that you didn't say the Foxy floodgates have opened, but regardless, yeah, Pollo Ager's Acorn taking away major number 1 with Peterbot's Trio also joining them for that ticket. And then we had 3 other huge teams join for major 2, which was Clix' Trio, Reeds, and Visuals. But now we still have so many big names that want to fill out this screen right here, major 3 qualified trios. And with only 2 spots available, Vivid, it is do or die right now. Everyone is going to be pulling out whatever they can to make sure they get those coveted spots.
Yeah, I mean, it's scary, right? We were talking about last major. It's like you really want to qualify during major number 2. I mean, the most spots being available. And then if you don't qualify, you're going to have to go to that last chance in major number 3. But then it's like, oh, well, our last chance to qualify for globals also has only 2 spots available. Just super, super competitive.
And before they can even get into the global championships, they got to get to the grand finals. And let's talk about how these trios are going to be getting into the grand finals. In case you were just watching for the first time, 1, hello, welcome to the FNCS. We've already had the play-in stages where we found our top 99 trios that have made their way into the group stages where they split into 3 separate groups. From here, that's what we're going to be watching today. And you're going to be watching out for 10 teams. For each team that gets a victory royale over the 5 games today, they automatically make their way into the major finals, and they will no longer be playing in the games left. By the end of the day, the top 5 teams from placement will also be joining those other 5 trios. But Vivid, there's still 1 more opportunity for trios to make their way into the grand finals.
Yeah, that last chance qualifier of groups 1, 2, or 3 don't work out for you. We'll see you then.
We don't want to take it that far, though, right? We want to try and secure that spot here and now if possible, but maybe you haven't been playing Fortnite. You're not sure what's going on. Maybe this is your first time. Hi, it's great to have you here. Let's talk about the meta. What can our viewers expect to see, guys? I mean, there's brand new POIs. There's a new loophole. There's medallions. There's booms. There's a hero rank. But many of these trios, Kelly, have their eyes set on Demon's Domain.
Oh, and not just a lot of trios. The 2 big trios for North American Central. Of course, I'm talking about Peterbot versus Pollo. What a story these 2 trios have had. And it all coalesces to this POI right here. Typically, in the FNCS, a team will ego out another team. But when the 2 biggest teams in the region ego each other, well, it looks like they're going to be staying here in Demon's Domain. And there's no confusion as to why. It is that medallion. And then, of course, the Mythic Enhanced Sniper Rifle as well, Vivid.
Yeah, the 2 best teams in the region always going to want to go for the best loot. The medallion's so good, right? Being able to regen you up to 50 shield, kind of replacing the minis, kind of freeing up an inventory slot. And we've talked about it plenty of times before. We all know how valuable some of those inventory slots are. But there's actually another medallion on the island that is kind of worth going for, that Rift Island that's going to be spawning. Fighting the boss up there is going to net you some weapons as well, but then the medallion that kind of allows you to not only go invisible, but also when you come out of a sprint jump, you're going to go a little bit further, right? And oh my gosh, giving that ability to some of our pro players who love to play aggressive. I'm looking at players like Peterbot, players like Pollo, right? it is scary.
I mean, it's very apropos that the boss's name is Core because this medallion is very core to our top teams right now. The solo clutches that come out of this medallion, and I know I'm skipping the mid game right now. The in-game solo clutches that I've seen with this medallion is just so exciting to watch. And honestly, I feel like that's kind of encompassed what this whole season's been about. It's just exciting. These end games are so different than what we've had throughout the year.
Okay, I like that. You're highlighting the end game. Why don't we take it back to the beginning, the mid game? Let's talk about this brand new economy, right? The hero ranks. We're starting at C. We're trying to make it all the way up to S, but like, why are we doing this? What's the purpose of that?
Well, you have all these beautiful hero caches throughout the map that give you all these incredible loots. Obviously, starting from C, it's going to be the lower tier loot, but then going all the way up to S, you can get some incredible items, including the hero items as well. And it's quite easy actually going up from C all the way to S. There's various things you can do throughout the map to be able to increase your hero rank, to be able to unlock these caches, much like the sprite shines right here.
Yeah, and I've always kind of loved to look at Fortnite Competitive as a game of time investment, right? In these hero ranks, kind of having this list of tasks you can do or quote unquote invest time into, and then at the end of it, being able to reward some of that time that you spent with loot. Love stuff like that around the map.
You know what else I love, Vivid? It's mobility. Guys, there is so much, you too. There is so much mobility in this season. I mean, do you guys remember Grim Gate? You guys remember being able to dash? We are back at that again, but this time from a little sprite with a little mask. Who is he? Someday I hope to find out.
Yeah, the sprite dash that we have right here, what I really like about this item and that is kind of missing from a lot of the other items in the game is that it's actually an AoE item. So it's just one person has to hold it, but then everyone in the trio is able to actually get the benefit of those dashes, similar to the Grim Gate, like you said. But my favorite item, Vivid, is definitely the Surf Cube. What we've seen from these aggressive WQ players in the early to mid game with that the Surf Cube is absolutely devastating.
Yeah, of course, Surf could be very, very good, but I can almost guarantee you all of our trios, all of our players today will easily replace that item with the Mist form if they can go ahead and find it. And if you can get 3 of these on a trio, it makes your rotates just that much easier, right? Go ahead and turn into a bird, fly to wherever you think you should place yourself in the next zone. But it's like, oh, well, let's think about Fortnite Competitive. Usually when you make those rotates with some of these mobility items, you take so much damage. Not this time around, because it's going to make it so that way you actually cannot take damage, which just creates so many incredible moments.
Meta defining. I cannot wait to see the Mist form in action. And when I talk about meta defining, there's also 2 names I have to kind of pair with that. It's Monster D-Phase, it's Jacob PR. They're your casters. That's right. We got a lot to look forward to this season. The hero ranks really shaping up a whole new dynamic for Fortnite right now. And then this loot pool, nothing like we've seen this year.
Yeah, everything's kind of been shaken up this season around, even including some of our teams. A lot of our top teams might have stayed the same, but we have a huge mix-up as you continue to go down that roster list, even in today's group stages. And so you kind of look at teams like Acorn, Agers, Poyo. When are they going to qualify? Is it a game win? Is it consistency? But I'm looking at some of those underdogs, Monster. When are they going to finally punch their ticket to finals?
It's going to be tough, right? We're talking about a season, essentially, that we've had limited set lobby opportunities, right? If you weren't out there really putting your nose into the scrim scene, then you will be coming out the gate struggling here. So we'll see who's been putting in that work here as we're starting to look up and gear up here for just the first group stages. I mean, but it's obvious, Jacob, we got a couple favorites, like you mentioned, Acorn, of course. And, you know, again, it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, it definitely is. You kind of look at those big game-winning teams. I'm also looking at the consistency. Oliver OG, history has it on his side. Power, Blue Zonda, I got to think they got it as well. But there's so many more teams to break down. Zeke, let us know what those teams are.
Incredibly insightful, and I agree, right? In case you maybe didn't know, we're playing for one of 2 things. Either a Victory Royale, which means, hey, you're good, you don't have to play anymore, next time we'll see you in the grand finals, or through consistency. That's what Jacob was talking about, right? So if we end the day in that top 5, we're making it through as well. Now let's bring up our lobby list. Who are we seeing here in group number 1? There's a lot of big names, and of course, little Timmy, look at the top left of your screen. Agers, Acorn, and Poyo, yes, they are competing here in group number 1. Guys, I mean, I feel like we should and can and once again should expect these guys to get a Victory Royale, right? I mean, it's Poyo.
Yeah, 100%, potentially uncontested over in Demon's Domain, but with these group stages, you never really know. And Honestly, I always say that half of esports is the story, and who has a better story than Pollo, Acorn, and Agers? Both Pollo and Acorn being dropped by their duo mates at the end of last year, joining together, and when a lot of people kind of wrote them out, they go off and win Major 1. But then Major 2, a little bit of a step back, getting 5th place, which otherwise is absolutely phenomenal. But from this trio, a little bit surprising, but we've seen this climb up from Pollo. In the play-ins, he got 165 eliminations just by himself. This is a trio that everyone is looking to not just walk away with a win today, but Vivid to potentially walk away in 1st place for Major 3.
I mean, you're saying that everybody's kind of looking towards them. I'm wondering what this trio is looking forward to doing this major, right? Are they actually going to be going for that win right now? Are they kind of shifting their focus towards like the early game, right? And winning that early game engagement that you were kind of talking about, going up against Peter Bott's trio, of course. Is that going to make it that much harder for them to kind of win? Are they kind of looking towards globals to kind of make sure they have an uncontested spot there? Who knows? But I can almost guarantee you today their focus will definitely be winning a game.
Man, I cannot wait. I'm sure we will see both of those trios in the grand finals. But first, I want to talk about another trio. Let's bring that live list back up once more. Center of your screen, Taki, Isho, and Vert. Now, obviously, like if you've been following the scene, you've heard the name Vert before. But what about Taki? What about Isho? How has this trio been performing up to this point?
I mean, they've honestly actually been performing quite well for a new trio. Vert going all the way back to 2019, even winning an FNCS 2020 solo championships for NA West. You know, he's been a player for such a long time, now joined by Taki, Isho, relatively newer players. And since they've been joining up together, they've had some pretty good performances. 10th place in the last FNCS finals. And also big shout outs to two of the players here recently signed by Soren organization. And clearly after the performances that we've seen from them in the play-ins and just this season in general, I can understand why organizations are kind of turning their focus onto them. They have such great aggression early mid-game, and honestly, I'm a little bit surprised about how aggressive they are, but it seems to be working out for them, being able to take down some pretty big teams recently.
Yeah, I mean, what a first showing, right? Making it to your first FNCS finals and then getting 10th place. There is so much to build on for that trio right there. I'm sure they're going to go ahead and make it in the grand finals today. I'm excited to see what they do there.
Oh my gosh, man. There's just so many names. There's just so many names. And, you know, if you maybe didn't have a chance to watch EU earlier, you already know that this competition is crazy. And again, I'm just going to continue to stress this until like the final day of grand finals, okay? This is the last chance, okay? We need to make it to grand finals to try and secure a spot going to the global championship. However, one last trio to talk to you guys about as we bring up that live list one final time. And we take a look at page number 2. There's a trio on this second page that has not secured themselves a spot. And if they don't, I'm not going to globals, okay? It's Bugha, it's Threats, it's Craze. Come on, man. Is it even globals without Bugha, Kelly? Is it even going to be globals?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question, Zeke, and hopefully we find themselves in our top 5 list, and we've seen them quite close already. Bugha and Threats have had some pretty good performances in Major 1 and Major 2, but just not close enough to be able to clutch out that global championship spot. Now joined, or I should say rejoined by Craze, they've had some pretty good performances so far, even taking down the likes of Pollo's trio during mid-game fights that we saw during the play-ins. They clearly have the aggression. They have a great drop spot landing over in Utopia City uncontested. We've already seen that they have some good placements throughout the Div Cups, but is that going to be enough for the grand finals?
I mean, Bugha himself made it to 25 total FNCS finals, only ever missing out on one, trailing Kanata in that regard, right? He just consistently makes these finals. I'd be not surprised at all. In fact, I'll go ahead and say it's probably about a 99.9% chance that they go ahead and make it into the finals.
Why would you say that? Why would you curse them?
Because,
you know what? That's not my script says that they're in the finals. So I'm going to stick to the script that I wrote. Guys, we're getting closer here to starting off the competition. I was kind of curious to get your thoughts. So obviously, again, this being that final chance to qualify, less spots through at grand finals. How do you guys feel that, like, where the players' headspace at, right? Like, there's been pressure before, but like now it's got to be more than ever.
I think due to the nature of these group stages and how players can win, whether that's victory royales or placements, I think that we're going to see a potential heal off in games. And I mean, Vivid, I think that's something that we've kind of been seeing over the last few weeks.
I think just over the course of the day, where there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve. This specific lobby has never happened before, so these teams are going to have to kind of learn in game number one what's going on around them and use it in the games following.
Adapt, adapt, adapt. Let's get into it, Fortnite fam. The competition kicks off right now.
We are here, Monster, at the precipice of game one of these group stages, FNCS Major 3. And one thing I got to really talk about and shine is there's 13 teams, even more so players that are looking for their first grand finals. Game one starts now. Let's get into it. And this is where the story begins for some of those teams. Some of those players, Monster, over 13 of them are looking to punch their ticket to the grand finals, continue their journey, and start what could be the birth of a new star player on the region.
Has to be, right? And again, very limited set lobby opportunities all season long. You know, these are their, for some, first chances to really go toe-to-toe at a bulk of these draw spots. We saw early glimpses of what little areas will be contested. Most of those opportunities taking place for center map and leaning a little bit north to the west sides. Here, of course, we have a Flood of Frogs fight. Over on the opposite side, you got Liam already taking his kind of battle head-to-head with the opposite trio here, and they haven't gotten shields really to work with. There it is. I was going to say, what are they waiting for? But, of course, have to gather together for those slurp kegs, and now it's game time.
Quick stat, 55, over half of the lobby, Monster. And resistance base is one of those spots contested. It's not easy to get an advantage. There's a lot of places do sneak around, a lot of nooks and crannies to hide. And Boogeyman quick, they are missing about some HP, but Liam's going to be the first one to go down in the entire fight. This is not the way you want to start your game one.
You got to be careful. That Twin Spire packs a big punch, hitting damage. You see it now, though. Players jumping into the box. Pay 14, finding his tags, and they collapse quick on the opponents here. Pay gets rewarded with all the eliminations. And just like that, they clean things up here at the resistance base. And the zone's on top of them. This is a perfect start for their kind of initial kickoff. But remember, all that matters is a victory royale, right? You want to punch your way in and out of today's competition to go straight to finals.
Demon's domain, or I mean, the Fortnite community would call it Pollo's domain, Peterbot's domain. This is the contested fight that you know we've been seeing all off season long, but in the group stages, the teams kind of split into each respective groups. Agers, Pollo, Acorn this time around are going to get it uncontested, and honestly, I don't know if that's good for the rest of the lobby, giving them a ton of time to formulate a plan, loot up, and then they get the extra superhero rank XP from that uncontested Demon's domain drop.
In some ways, it's like, just let it happen. It's inevitable, right? So we'll see them punching their way in and out. We'll have a lot to talk about that trio as we get into the grand finals weekend. But here in the group stages, it's nothing but another day in the office. Got a little fight going down right now, though. This is just outside of that resistance space. Furthermore, west here. Low ground team seems to be a little lost in the action right now. As Amen, not sure where the shots are coming from. Can't keep yourself exposed like that.
You can kind of even see, judging by the loadout, there's some missing bits of utility. Some players only having ARs, no shotguns. This is a straight off-spawn, scrappy fight between these two teams, and timing is of the essence. We already saw the resistance base. The dust settled over there. They're looting up. If they hear this noise, you know as well as I do, Monster, invitation or not, they're like, hey, this is a third-party opportunity. This is for us to get that early game storm surge, so that way we can start to dictate our own game plan rather than kind of forced to fight a team because the storm surge says so.
Things seem to be kind of simmering out here. Both trios likely contemplating of whether or not this is worth taking to the finish line right now. But it's up to the high ground team to go in and make that disengaged decision. For now, they're sitting, looking for opportunity. As Turbulence is just kind of sitting idly, almost signaling to the team like, hey, look, we don't want to even leave from here. You know, you have a chance, run away. We don't want to end this right now.
Yeah, and it's exactly what you said. The high ground team has the one with basically all the flexibility, all the choices in the world. No one's going to be able to disengage until they say so, but you're seeing a lot of these early game scuffles all around the map, even for some high places over towards Brutal. Box Stars just on the outskirts. Fort, Mako, Icy, box-to-box hole with another team, and they have one of them separated, and that's why they're trying to pounce, take the 3v1 while they can, and even with shots coming in, that third party, you see a whole nother team on the eastern side of that brutal boxcars. Because the zone, something you mentioned early on, is pulling in this direction, mainly towards the north. This is going to be a priority position.
Yeah, Mako's trio definitely needing some ammunition. They're going to look to finish up Luke here. Should be all she wrote. There it is, the first knock. So brutal boxcar trio is forced to retreat. And this is all because of that Eastern team. Had they not put their influence in, I mean, Panda, Luke, and Veno X here, I guess, would have been full finished.
At least they're going to be able to kind of get a little bit of control over towards brutal boxcars, but you're seeing how active the game is overall. From Outpost, rotating up to Kappa, Rise, Aviv, G-Money, just taking the fight to Jargu, Silic, and their trio. Luckily, it looks like one of them might have been able to survive, and that's going to be the saving grace for that team over towards Kappa that lands there.
Tough, you know, when you got a tier 1 team landing on you, and you're arguably up in that upper echelon of tier 2. Very notable trio fight right there, so unfortunate for them. Aviv, G-Money, and Rise, of course, a team to look out for. Set to do well here. Another team, of course, to look out. Blake Diego, Oliver OG. Season after season, year after year now, Oliver continuing to show up at the final stages. I would, in the past, maybe put this as a team that could be potential qual, but now I think they're a shoo-in.
Yeah, I would agree with that one, especially since they're mainly getting in through a lot of consistency. A lot of these tournaments, they're playing these games in a finals-esque style lobby, even though some of the tournaments, some of the scrims don't necessarily end up like that. They're just staying true to their focus. To go back on over towards brutal boxcars, get a little bit more busy. They just have that shrine boss over here. You get a lot of superhero rank. You get a lot of different loot, ammo, med kits, minis, and the exotic weapon has a chance to drop. That's where you're seeing a lot of the focal point end up in this direction towards brutal boxcars, because even if the team isn't necessarily getting it for themselves, they're looking to see what scraps are left behind.
Yeah, but let's be honest, the best way to, of course, earn those hero ranks, gotta take fights, find your damage. You kind of scrap by, of course, doing all the side objectives. My teams are going to look to fight first, and Mako, Ice, and Boyd find out the hard way here. As Northern lands on him, and Sandman comes from a side angle with 20 here. And they seem to have, I guess, the momentum in their side. Yeah, look at this. Mako down to 10 HP, cut off and finished. And that's the power of the sprite dash there. You know, most players try to preserve them, right? You know, you don't want to burn them off too soon, but you play like that. Quincy, of course, showing how to do it, how to get it done.
Yeah, almost like a no-brainer sacrifice. If I use these two charges and it gets me elimination, definitely going to be worth. And that's 20. Northern, Sandman, they land at the Supernova Academy uncontested. So you see, as soon as any team is uncontested towards Supernova Academy, because of that rail that launches you over towards brutal boxcars, it inevitably gives you a free shot, a free opportunity to fight the team without them noticing, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Even with one elimination, they got full control. But still, all around brutal boxcars, you're seeing this, Mad and Monster and their trio just getting these eliminations, cleaning up what is left on these outskirts, and if not for the points, it's for the loot that they weren't able to get early on.
Surprised they don't even see Void there, so he's kind of laying low right now as they've just been hunted down. No breaks given to them. Madden, Liam, and Drizzy was that Eastern team fighting on the mountains. It was just a matter of time before they kind of rotated through, so see what all, of course, resulted from that. Booga, Threats, and Craze. Booga looking to make his, what was that Vivid pointed to at the top of the show? 26 or so FNCS Grand Finals here to come. Very big time for of course, Booga. One of the most consistent year after year, season after season. Just doesn't give up.
Yeah, it's the most in this lobby at 25 currently. Agers is actually going to be the second most with 22, along with Acorn with 22, seeing a lot of experience in this lobby. As the zone pulls and kind of centers up Utopia in the middle, that kind of gives them all the flexibility in the world. They don't have to rotate. They know from the north, the south, and the east, the teams are going to have to rotate into them. So they just kind of set up their triangle surge bases over towards Utopia to get as much of that storm surge as possible. Ishu, Taki, Bert, they land just towards the north, east of that Utopia city. And they typically are going to use this geyser. And instead of just once, people are wondering right now, Monster, like, why? They're already in the sky. What are they waiting for? You double use this geyser. It gives you extra height. You're able to use it to get farther in towards the zone. So when we tune into them later on, Monster, I expect them to see probably center zone set up, ready to go.
Yeah, it's one of those techniques carrying over from the last season. So you can see the optimization here coming through. One thing to think about, I know Kelly was hinting at a potential increase in heal-offs, but we also are seeing an increase in teams playing the Storm, right? The Mistform gives you that much more freedom to kind of play around and battle really inside of the zones. I'm thinking we'll see a lot more Storm sickness, if anything, come the endgame, but give it a second there. Vert Eshwantaki on the hunt once again, finding out Liam there. He's going to be one of two left in this trio.
Almost makes you wonder, did they just land on him from that double geyser? Probably so far away from his team. You see it on the western part of the mini-map. They're slowly, surely rotating in. Yep, that's exactly what they did. They landed directly on his surge base while Ishu just shooting him out from underneath. I don't think he stood a chance with the way they did that one.
That might be a little play they're giving away for grand finals right there. I don't know if I'd, run that playbook so soon here in a group stage, but one thing to think about, showing you all the vulnerabilities of playing so far apart from your teammates.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Medmiss smoke is already down, and this is kind of exactly what you were alluding to, how deep and how long they do fight into the zone. For Broken, Void, King, they kind of need this situation. They didn't necessarily get the most surge to start this game off, even while contested, so now they've brought it through force in this situation to try to fight for it. 2v1, pressuring the box. King is able to get in, landing a good shot and continuing to pressure out, but damage is still there. But it's still a 3v1 monster. The bait and switch, they're making sure that the first point guy going into that box is going to be the most healthy, and that's why Broken is now taking the lead. Charging in, pressure is there, and there goes that full trio down and out.
Excellent pre-fires by BJ, but not enough to hold it down, and what a huge elimination. The first Mistforms now falling out of their inventory into the hands of Void and company. That's going to be a massive power exchange for them. Looking at Acorn, Poyo, and Ager, seems like we got full control of things on the other side of the Foxy here. Again, this is about as ideal as it gets right now. Cat material loadout, this natural high ground, and then you see a loadout perfectly situated right now for an end game. So it's all going to come down to fishing for damage here and just staying consistent now.
Sitting here looking in the mini map, I'm like, okay, Acorn has the island. You got to imagine they have the medallion. Where is his team? Nobody is on the island with them. They have so much separation. They're covering up so much space in this zone that they're able to kind of do what they want. Agers is on the north side, west of Foxy Floodgates. You got Acorn on the island. Let's go on hunted. Where is Poyo? He's on the other side of Foxy Floodgates on the mountain. So they have the west covered. They have the east covered. And then they have Acorn sitting in the middle, ready to help whoever needs it at any given time. This is just a perfect kind of scenario for what looks like the Major 1 champions.
Yeah, most definitely. And we saw a quick look at everyone's loadout. I mean, they are big chilling for this end game right now. Again, the name of the game for them is just hang out, get a little bit of damage, and I mean, they have full control of the Foxy's entire domain. Here's not too far off, Hound. Lila Larson right now at the prime C. Lila whiffing a couple shots, but this is a team that already has a trio wipe under their belt.
You kind of see them looking off in the distance. In the mini-map, you see that little chest there where one team's already on it. Just north, you see the little green arrows, the second team. They're just kind of waiting for their superhero rank to go up. That's going to unlock the ability for them to open up that chest, get whatever loot that they have, kind of pick and choose if they already have a full loadout. So you're seeing kind of proactive plays coming out from some of these teams, kind of trying to box up and steal the loot, even if they don't have access it with their superhero rank yet.
Superhero rank is going to unlock you a lot of goodies from this end game, but hold up. Mafia already pushing up here. Woods, Minty, and Ski got to be careful right now. This team's looking to full collapse. Very interesting base. I'm not sure I've ever seen a fight start a base like that. We'll find out what the play is here shortly.
just judging by the low surge, no eliminations. I believe that was the team that lands over the top eastern portion of the map. So instead of using that time to rotate in and get Storm Surge, they were focusing on that primary position towards the center of the zone. But that kind of leaves a hole in their game plan. So even though they're only 73 above the damage threshold, that can turn in the blink of an eye as soon as the next couple of zones do pull if they don't accumulate damage. Darcy, as well as Blizzard and Zoom as well, 47 above. It's a small feeling of confidence knowing you're at least not taking damage, but in the back of your mind, you know, I got to start finding, I got to start hitting these shots. Otherwise, it's going to be me forced with my back up against the wall just to push the first team we see.
Yeah, got to take accountability if you're not finding the tags that matter. It's the small decisions and opportunities that change your entire Fortnite game experience for sure. Well, let's jump into some action right now. Jargo having Silic here. Have a team on top of them, but one kind of looking, fishing for damage. They just want to get a few tags in, right? Kind of ease up this pressure that's coming from the Storm Surge here shortly for Mikey's trio. And Crackly, they don't want to be too rash either. Kind of waiting for the team to come to them, and it seems like everyone has decided to jump into the blender. They're folding pretty quickly here. 75 damage above right now. Tries to retreat now for Faux Cake. They want to heal. Kind of forced to right now.
Not necessarily in the worst spot. Moments ago, they were above the damage threshold. Much better than Jargo, Havoc, and Silic, who are 273, which is more than a full shield elimination. Crackly probably looking to take some of their focus, but Jargo used that misform to try to reposition, but he's still trying to go on the offensive. No opportunities for him there, but they're trying to play calm, cool, collected. Even as they're so far down the damage threshold, they're trying to play as calculated as possible because you cannot give any big shots up to any one of these two teams because then it could be all over.
I mean, answer this, Jacob. Can you misform and block a Storm Surge tag? Like, have we seen that tested to some degree?
The timing on that one would be actually pretty safe. I want to say it's possible because I've seen that misform mitigate every single ounce of damage so far, but Hypers loses Faux Cake, and they're still falling below that damage threshold. But with the Outlaw Shotgun, all it takes is one shot to turn the tides of not only the fight, but your damage threshold. But that's not going to come into play this game, at least. That full trio is going to get wiped by Jargo, Silic, and Havoc. They're going to be able to live to tell the tale and hopefully get in his own sooner rather than later.
That's how you handle being below the surge. Well played by them. Very few teams would make it out of that type of situation alive. I mean, you had three trios all on top of each other for Smiles, Electra, and King Beast. Oh, no. A lot of damage coming through. It's a world of trouble here on the horizon for Smiles. Trying to find a tag. This is the crucial one that mattered there, but boxes up the team. Okay, almost got out of there with the tag he needed.
Oh, that was a great play. That was getting him to cancel the med kit. Active Storm Surge. That's exactly what you got to do, Monster, in situations like that. You almost can tell if you're above the damage threshold by like 200, 300, 400, and you know a team is recklessly pushing you as far away from the zone as they have, you kind of get a semblance of, hey, maybe they're low on surge. If we could just survive long enough, that will do the work for us, and that's exactly what just happened.
Rise, BG money now. Outside the safe zone here. I'm going to say, forced to kind of make this rotate here and now. A little bit earlier than the other teams to find themselves in better positioning. Comes the rest of the trio now.
Now we're seeing both the dashes being used. You know they have the misform in their back pocket, just kind of combining both methods of rotation to try to make their way in. But it's just as they reach the end, Pei, the full trio, Bluga's trio as well, maybe even one other, all focusing in this direction. Even though they're surviving for now, they are burning through a lot of materials.
Yeah, for sure. You saw for a second there, Rise switched that med miss in case things got super dire there, but not forced to use it. That was Threats and Bluga's trio kind of kicking off that lobby focus for a second there. Blake Olivero, G. Diego find themselves in a zone pull. Not bad at all. A very short distance rotate for them now. You see the marker come out. They're looking to get a piece of that high ground. Look at them. Well positioned above the threshold as far as overall damage is concerned. And no Elan. So really just showing that they've manipulated and played this lobby very consistently thus far. great start to this end game now for them. Agers, Pollo, and Acorn, though, not looking good for the team we hyped up as Agers bails his team out of a terrible situation here. Siphon kicks in for everyone.
Yeah,
They're
unfortunately
back.
enough. Yeah, that was Dave, Boji, and Jack that just went down. And this is where I'm talking about. Sometimes you may think you're safe, but somebody's creeping around any one of these walls can turn that one. Fuga, Threat sprays. They wasted no time trying to get into zone. They used a combination of those dashes that we saw. And as soon as they reach the edge, they're just looking back, trying to hold out every single one of these teams. And you're seeing exactly why. They're barely above that damage threshold. And so they're focusing any single person that they can.
And you can see that, you know, again, they're only a B rank at best, right? So not too much, you know, opportunity for them to really hit those hero chests and kind of get the big misforms and kind of those upgrades. So we'll see how they play with their more or less scrappy loot. For Bila, TK, and Larson, though, it's looking pretty tight here. They've got options and opportunities. Fights breaking down all on the outskirts of VG, Money, and Rise, continuing to push aggressively here through their rotate. They haven't caught a break. These teams that have landed on them, but defense looking very, very well. This form might be time to pull that out. I was gonna say you don't want to be in between all these boxes. Smart play for Aviv there.
Basically in an island rotating through that one, all the way from Outpost Enclave as well. They got to have one of the farthest rotations in the lobby so far. And to be able to find this much success, hopefully it doesn't run out, because another far pool. Almost the entirety of this lobby has to rotate all the way towards Shining Shafts from the east to the west. And that's what you're hoping. You have some sort of mobility, whether it's the Dash Sprite, the Surf Cube, or that Misform.
Yeah, most teams on the move now. The VG, Money, and Rise, though. My gosh, are they smashing through this lobby right now? Another team falls beneath them, just cracking under pressure here in the end game, recharging up these dashes now. Might be the last of what they had left from the dash sprite there. Rex, Booga, and Craze also ready to kind of go here.
Almost looks like they're waiting for cheeky opportunities like that. Larson getting tagged up as he makes his way towards the zone. Agers continuously looking back. 700 damage above. They're seeing two teams struggle to make their way in. And the Menma smoke is a huge sign of weakness as Void Blue takes a ton of damage. Forced to pause there in his step. He's not even at the zone just yet. Luckily for him, Power is there, but that luck has run out. Forced to abandon. Power getting chipped down. Xander cannot lend a helping hand, or at least not just yet. Jackson is going to get taken down as well. The firing squad from Pollos, Acorn, and Agers claim another one.
Violet, TK, and Larson getting busy here on the outskirts of the zone once again, just opting to stay on these outer edges, wait for teams to kind of come to them for that cheeky damage here. Plenty of time to fight here and now, but no, they're just going to chill out, go and replenish these dashes. Meanwhile, High Ground's taking shape right now. Hound, Aiden, and Krillian going to be the first to go ahead and situate up for this endgame here. Look at the commitment from the metal right now. So they want to go ahead and hold this high take.
This could be right now Carillian's first FNCS Grand Finals appearance if they could somehow clutch up a win. Aiden and Hound, they play duos. They have the chemistry. They have the history on their side, and they have the high ground as well. Ninth zone, you got to be careful. That misform could change things at a moment's notice, but 61 below the damage threshold. Threats continuously looking for opportunities from 8 to 44 down to 40. It's just a teeter-totter of emotions running through these players, but it finally slows down as they get 100 above. That's going to be a big find for them. Craze gets the elimination on the 20.
And you saw Misform falls there as well. So here it goes.
Big.
The tier 1 teams now starting to pick up those key items that can really change the endgame dynamic here. Viola, TK, and Larson, though, opting to play the low ground here. So far, this strategy has not gone astray for them. They have played perfect rotations here, but starting to fall behind now. The zone's going to look to condense very, very fast. Hound, Carillion, and Aiden have given themselves a lot of space to the high ground here, kind of avoid the misform. Retakes here from trios, but it'd be just a matter of time. Pollo, Acorn, and Angel are starting to cook up here. The last we saw them, they were looking pretty desperate, but they have clawed their way right back into this game right now.
And you're seeing the beauty and action of that Demon's Domain. He's able to get the shield medallion back on up with the big pot 100, but Aviv, G-Money, Rise, they're on the hunt. That's Byla. They were able to get a knock onto one, but Byla's just trying to backtrack in towards the zone, give himself some time to work with, especially since now they've been focused out. time for him to make that decision for TK. Do I get the revive? Do I not? And it looks like he's going to have to continue this one by himself relatively because he's so far away from Vila. I'm not sure they could reunite at this moment.
Here goes the fight for high ground. Oliver, OG, and Diego go for it. Carillion, Hound, and Aiden lose the high ground for a second here. Diego, Blake, and Oliver, the more experienced trio, managed to time it. Hound, the force of the low ground here. So close, yet so far from a victory royale. Now they're going to have to fight for it for the low ground. G-Money denies that opportunity, though. Carillion falls, Aiden falls. It's all up to Hound. Meanwhile, Pollo, Aqua Dangerous, token in hand now. And they're taking full advantage of that misform play, or sorry, med misplay in the zone there. This is all starting to collapse now, Jacob.
This is just a chaotic endgame. Everybody's just getting destroyed by this zone. It went up the mountain, down the side. So if you weren't planning ahead, you're probably back in the lobby watching all this one play out as Hound. He lost his teammates. He lost the high ground, but he gained an opportunity to tell his story here late into the game. Even with Vert getting cleaned up, Aviv, G-Money, Rise, they continue to steamroll through trio after trio here.
I mean, these are big points right now for Pollo, Acorn, and Agers. Kings at the low ground now. Oliver G and team come down. They're trying to get a piece of the action here. Looking to seal up the win here, but no team has really given resistance to Pollo and Acorn down to the low ground. Rise of Aviv and G-Money, though, starting to fall apart here. Playing as a duo, hit to hit right now. It's all going to come down to timing here and now. If they misplay this, they can still lose this game. Oliver OG taking that unfortunate damage from the storm here, but Pollo is cooking on the low ground. Look at them rack up right now.
I was about to say it's basically a 3v3 with a duo left alive, but now there's two duos still running around, but one of them does get taken out. That's Rise, G-Money no more. Agers goes for a play backside of the zone, but he does not find any success there. Scrambling all around. Diego's trying to put the pressure onto Agers. They have heal off, possibility staying high, but Blake goes down, but it's going to be a trade. Agers falls. Oliver OG turns around, gets the elimination. Him, Blake, and Diego have just qualified for the Major 3 finals.
I guess we hyped them up for good reason. We said they were going to be a shoot-in, and hey, Oliver OG flexing what all that hard work and practice can do for you in an FNCS lobby. This is just a kickoff. The win means you go straight to grand finals, and he'll be seeing another with Diego there too. What a game to go in and kick this one off, Jacob.
Yeah, we saw a lot of our heavy hitters playing low ground throughout the course of that game. And there was only two teams that even played for height. Diego, Blake, and Oliver OG was the second team, and they were the ones who solidified that victory royale and granted themselves a spot into the Major 3 Grand Final. Zeke, Kelly, Vivid, I know it's only the first game, but what are your thoughts?
Yes, Blake. Yes, Blake. That's what I like. That right there. That's what I like to see. Oh my gosh, they've secured themselves a spot in the grand finals of Major number 3, and they will look to compete for one of the spots for the global championships. Oh my gosh, looking at Diego's inventory there at the very end, bro, they've got nothing, and they still come out on top. I was scared, guys. I'll admit, I looked over when we swapped to the Pollo POV and then like 15 elims. I was like, well, yeah, that's fine. Game number 1, we could give it to him. And then Blake, Oliver OG, Diego Play said, no, hold on, Zeke, just wait, just watch.
Yeah, a great high take from them as well, as you were watching right here. Just very clean, very smooth, and it's showcasing just what those caves can do. Oliver OG, Blake, and then Diego just playing the high ground so well, not playing too aggressively. I think a lot of players with these caves like to drop down, try and grab a bunch of refreshes, and we can see how low Diego is on mats here. But they don't fret, they play it smooth and safely, and they know it's a 3v2. Even against the likes of Pollo and Agers, you just have to play patiently, and that's exactly what we saw from this trio.
Incredible timing there for Blake, Oliver, and Diego, right? Usually when we have a meta like this where there's so many mobility items that kind of make it easy for you to go up vertically, kind of contest the high ground, we have to see those high ground teams kind of separate themselves with a bunch of, space between them and the second height. But right there, they slipped up just a little bit. Hound's trio on the high ground got a little bit too close to that second layer, and Blake, Oliver, OG, and Diego instantly took advantage.
Oh man, I cannot wait to see them compete in the finals. It's so sick. Now, of course, I know you want more Fortnite action, but first, a short break. When we return, we pick back up with game number 2. So, stay tuned.
you gon' regret it. Before you crawl, know I'm running it all. I'm built up like a pharaoh, now they praying that I fall. Through shadows, been burning through these battles. No weakness in my body, need to know you better ask somebody. Already, I consume the patty, it's plenty, I leave a penny for thoughts about how I'm living. Ay, turn up the track, going deep, I'm in the zone. You know I'm about to go, harder than how to go. When the lights shine bright, that's my show. Burn up and see the glow, I'm gonna make it. No, it's a rock, got the match built like a pro. You know the legends go, harder than audio. When the lights shine bright, that's my show. Burn up and see the glow, I'm gonna make it. No, me off the top, no way. I came and crossed my name. I gave my life into my place, earned everything that I claim. Nothing ever could replace me. 3-4-3-4, spread ass on the floor. This is not a ball, I'm above it all. Start I see my glow, where you supposed to go? Proceed on the low, can't lose and find the go. Leave me in the zone, I take your mind and then I smash your soul. Turn up the track, going deep, I'm in the zone. You know I'm about to go, harder than how to go. When the lights shine bright, that's my show. Burn up and see the glow, I'm gonna make it. No, I get it, they love my whole steady. They got so listen, told you this ain't hypothetical. Answer the call, prove this once and for all. Can't wish me with an arrow, summer nights I never fall. No cattle, the golden wear saddle. Go riders off my body, cut them off, they acting sloppy. Already, I consume the petty. The vision's 2020, believe your eyes, win it. Turn up the track, going deep, I'm in the zone. You know I'm about to go, harder than how to go. When the lights shine bright, that's my show. Burn up and see the glow, I'm gonna make it. No, it's a rap, got the match built like a pro. You know the legends go, harder than audio. When the lights shine bright, that's my show. Burn up and see the glow, I'm gonna make it. Turn up the track, going deep, I'm in the zone. You know I'm about to go, harder than how to go. When the lights shine bright, that's my show. Burn up and see the glow, I'm gonna make it. No.
Welcome back, everyone, to the FNCS. We just wrapped up game number 1, and man, it was a wild one. Of course, there's a couple things that happened in that game, like, I don't know, Acorn, Ages, and Poyo just going absolutely ham in that game. Oh my gosh. What was their total? How many eliminations did they end up with? Because again, we kind of went into those final few moments, and again, when we jump over to Poyo, and I'm like, bro, this guy's just got it all. He's got medallion. This is an easy GG, right? They don't manage to get the Victory Royale, but guys, these guys are 100% in first place as far as consistency is concerned.
You know, I've been watching their streams over the last few weeks and through the play-ins, and something that Acorn said during one of these games where in first moving, he's like, oh, everyone stays to the front of zone. We need to change the meta. And I've kind of noticed that when they are on the low ground, they actually kind of stay towards the side, maybe even in the middle, where they allow a lot of these other teams to kind of rotate in front of them, and that's why they're able to get so many eliminations. And not until they're kind of aware of where everyone else is on the low ground do they push for that front zone. So I'm loving these adjustments. I'm loving the awareness that this has, and that obviously comes from Acorn being one of the smartest IGLs in all of Fortnite, and to have him with Poyo and Agers, these incredible fraggers. The only thing that hurts me is that we got to see some dig on dig crime. Of course, Acorn and Oliver OG, you know, when the organizations go up against each other, it's a bittersweet moment, but what a great moment that was, Vivid.
I mean, you want to talk about moments, right? There was a game-defining moment for this trio. It was definitely their eliminations on today, right? MDF and Jacob were talking about it. As soon as we kind of tuned into their POV at the start of that fight, they were like, whoa, these guys are not looking good at all. And then a couple seconds later, boom, they pick up the eliminations, they pick up the refresh, and they just went ahead with that momentum. I mean, 17 total eliminations, picking up that second place after our casters are kind of able to kind of tune in and be like, whoa, they're not looking so good. Turn it into that kind of a game. Incredible stuff from the trio.
Oh my gosh. And I mean, of course, on the other side though, right? You've got Aviv, you got G-Money, you got Rise. They didn't get 17, but third place and 12 eliminations. Like, oh my gosh. I don't know what about this meta is making like these trios just say like, we're going to find every elimination. We're going to get every single one possible. But, you know, it is so exciting to see. And again, like, you know, all of these tiny little interactions, eliminating a player, taking their stuff, suddenly an impact, suddenly a new weapon, ammo, materials, whatever it is, like that moment to moment right now is just so unbelievably exciting to me, Kelly.
Yeah, that Sentinel pump in the right hands can just end up with a double-digit elimination, joined by G-Money and Rise, who were able to kind of just navigate the low and mid ground so well in that end game, giving Aviv just all of the gas that he needed to go hard. And, you know, Rise, Money, they were a duo in that situation, but going and continuing to thrive in that situation where you don't really know the chaos is going on around you. How are you going to be able to survive? Where should you be positioning yourself in the end game? Well, this duo right here handled that with just great ability.
And kind of checking out those highlights from that game right there, I was actually able to notice that it's actually around the same time, 7th zone, similar to kind of the Acorns trio, where they look like they were not doing so well either, right? We kind of tuned into Aviv's trio earlier on throughout the game, and it was like, whoa, they're racking up eliminations very, very easily. Can't believe they weren't the trio with the most eliminations in that game, all things kind of considered, because they were so down bad in like 7-6 zone. They had to keep playing aggressive, but it just worked out for them.
They're trying to hit that S rank. They're like, all right, F rank,
Yeah.
pretty good stuff to me. I did want to highlight quickly 5th place Taki Isho and Vert. We kind of talked about them at the start of the show, right? And to see them kind of, you know, this is a really good starting place, right? We just need to keep this momentum moving forward. We just need to keep doing what we're doing. We can't, of course, make any mistakes, right? We make a single slip up, a single, you know, we get sent back to the lobby type situation, and so we can find ourselves outside of that top 5. But this is a great start, Kelly.
Yeah, no, I honestly think with just one game done that there's still so much opportunity for Taki, Isho, and Vert in all of our trios, honestly, to kind of make these micro adjustments that we talk about, potentially look at what they did wrong over the last game or last few games as we continue on throughout the day. So even though they're in 5th place, which is a good position to be in for group stages, I don't think that there's too much of a worry for them.
Kind of crazy as well how brutal this meta is. It keeps people alive for so long because of the meds, the mist form that's kind of available for all of our players. Makes those solo clutches really, really easy. It just makes placement points very, very hard to get as well. Like Buka's trio not finding themselves in the top 10 on the consistency leaderboard, even though they were alive in like 11th zone. Super, super brutal.
Yeah, I mean, they're currently sitting in 13th place, right? So I like that you call that out. Let's keep our eyes on that over these next few games. Now, remember, we only have 5, which means we have 4 left to go before we close group number 1. So we can't skip a beat. Let's get ready to jump back into the action. MDF, over to you.
Thank you. And yes, I think that we're seeing the early glimpse of how the new end games are going to start taking form in these higher tier lobbies, Jacob. A lot of players seem to be able to go the distance now, all thanks to all the opportunities, the heals, the med mist, the mist form, right? There's so many ways to do that.
Yeah, throughout the course of that game, I was even thinking to myself, man, placement points got to be huge right now. It was still 14 teams still up. Some of them's probably solos, some of them probably duos, but it's the mist form that is truly key. And it really goes to show, man, just heals, 2 med kits, maybe a med mist smoke can really change the difference between top 14 and that top 8. And that's where half of the placement points are at.
Yeah, well, clearly Oliver OG and team are going to be happy now. They're going straight to the grands. It's all up to the rest now to try to pull in a victory royale. Let's talk about the dynamic changes here really quickly. We're tearing into the next game. When you win, you are done. There's a new spot now that's going to open up here. So we'll see as we jump into game number 2.
With proven success from that drop spot already, Monster, we'll see if anybody is daring enough to switch it up. Already a victory royale. And I think most of the community thought Oliver, Blake, and Diego was going to make it in, but more so on the side of consistency. And when I have that in the back of my head, if I'm one of those teams that is in a contested drop, maybe I start to move my way over there. If not this game, probably games 3 or 4.
I mean, Aiden, Hound, and Carillion had high ground early. They were the first to take it, invested all their metal, and still raised themselves many layers above the rest of the teams. But somehow, some way, Oliver OG's team still managed to get up to high ground and contest them and give them a run for their money. So it was, I think, really well fought for, right? And earned, honestly.
Yeah, and I even thought more teams would probably be going for high ground. I think that's something we're going to see as the games do continue on. Only so many teams can survive down below, but back at the resistance base, a contested fight that we saw early on in game number 1 kind of settled in one direction, and already an early down is going to go on way of Pay, Boogeyman, and Quick, who won the fight in game number 1, and back-to-back eliminations as all 3 go down 2 games in a row.
Quick, Pay, and Boogeyman playing very well early game. They carried that into the mid game before falling, of course, so a lot of lessons to be learned there. Priscilla on Kadios and Bait, one of those first few teams, of course, looking to try to see if they can make their initial grands. This is contested, though. The standoff right now, but this is caught off and out of bounds, essentially, there. Can't be on the other side of the trio. And your team's kind of playing the opposite. That was just a small misplay, right?
Yeah. I feel like I can almost hear the team comms. Why are you even on that side? We know it's a split drop, especially after game one. The pilot's going through the same thing over at Lone Wolf. They know it's contested, but he's able to get the first elimination with the Spire, but it's only going to be a knock. 2v2 still going down with Larson, trying to steal some of these pieces away. Finds us in a short moment. Sale has to be able to get this damage there. TK gets tagged up just a little bit. He's forced to back up and cower down as Larson does go down. That's a 2v1 situation now with him being the last pilot. Oh. It's to say TK was able to escape, but another third-party monster.
Yeah, but you can't miss those tags. Mafia techs now show up fast before TK can even really process what happens, it seems like. They're looking. They have an inkling of where he is. There's only so many options you can get to. TK hit for 90 and then finish here. Man, quick finish for them. All that momentum they built out of game one now deleted as they are forced to kind of play towards the later half of the tournament here. Only 5 games, Jacob. Losing one really sets you back, even on overall points as well.
And interesting to see because that team that kind of pushed over towards Lone Wolf layer, they were originally planning on going towards first order base. So either they made a quick rotation monster or they switched things up, which is working out for them. BJ Baloney at September 19th. Going up against a fight here. But even though you kind of see this full fight breaking down 3v from high ground to low ground, Turbulence going for a knock onto one, you can kind of see on the outskirts of this fight a third party waiting for it all to play out so they can kind of take what they hope to steal away from the winner of this fight.
Interesting about this fight is, you know, the first game we was able to tell very clearly the teams were deciding, maybe it's not worth finishing. This time, no. Much different story. They're pushing it through to the end, and then you have Boogeyman sneaking up right now. So for one team wipe, looking to get into the next one. They've heard the shots. They see what's going on here. But it seems like the team's already hunting down the one solo left, and I don't even know what's going on right now. The 3-2-1 here, Jacob.
It's an interesting decision, too. A lot of strategies so far from the couple teams that we saw already kind of changing up. Because in game one, they won their off-spawn fight. They looted resistance base. The zone was relatively close, and they played the rest of the game at normal. They probably saw something throughout that course of the game one, the contested fight going on over towards their west, and they're looking to try to take advantage of it, but nobody's rotating in that direction. I feel like for Boogeyman, Quick, and Pay, they just got to continue on with the rest of the game, just like they did in the first one.
Another team lurking right here. Oh, the missed shot. Can't miss those tags right there. That ambush foiled now. Tande gets away. Power FN already has the high ground here, looking backwards now. Okay, Kuiperson, Luck and Dog. I'm going to have to give this one up right now. Missed opportunities, big time right here. We'll come back around and check their damage later as the surge turns on. We'll see if we find them below. We'll know why. For Drizzy, Liam, and Madden, though, trying to make up for that mid-game fault that they had last time.
I want to say it almost seems like it could be a similar zone for the most part, even though it does have a little bit more of an eastern lean. You see it moving down towards Pump Power, maybe in Utopia, as Naves gets tagged from 2 different angles, caught off guard in that split second, trying to heal up. Hopefully his teammates are there to alleviate some of the pressure. Alo's trying to do just that, landing some shots on Brazi down below. He has that ultimate high ground, and he's going to try to pressure these teams, allow for some time to Naves to actually heal up without the thought of anybody trying to pressure that box. And nobody, in theory, this is such an isolated fight because you see it's kind of pushing in from Shogun Solitude just past Canyon's Crossing at the peak of this mountaintop where you have a launch pad as well. So there's not going to be any third parties rushing in to try to take this position or steal this fight away. At the worst, maybe somebody looking off in the distance. That's going to allow exactly what we're seeing here. A lot of flexibility for both of these teams to try to disengage off this mountain and rotate into the zone.
Funnily enough, though, both teams thinking the same exact thing. Like, just kind of give it up. Look, Brazil, Cinema, they still think the trio's up top, but kind of already gone. Back to the Crime City, though. Power Blue, Zonda. Probably not finding tags off that surge base. Now they're saying, hey, whatever happened to that team that was in the city with us? They turn back and they find them. Hyper's just going to fall here, and their whole entire plan is starting to crumble. Cake has a chance, though, to kind of turn this back around, turn this into a 2v2.
He did get a knock. That's the difference maker. It looked like he was going to try to hide, play hero when his teammate did go down, but him getting that knock kind of changed up the entire course of this fight. Now Blue and Power are looking, how are we going to save Zonda? How are we going to keep him into the game? Cake with another angle, but he only has the DMR, so there's not a lot of pressure Cake can put down single-handedly.
Oh, but Lucky Dog's here, but no, shots at the distance. They're going to kill every opportunity they had. Kind of turn this around, and Power gets a shield crack, and Lucky doesn't put the builds down. Oh, no. And then the team in the distance snipes one of them as well.
Fortunate circumstances going down. This is the problem we talk about, especially one of these contested POIs. The third parties coming in from Predator's Peak, Luke, Phoenix, and Pandas. They're able to get the elimination over towards the resistance base. And this is a team that didn't even land here initially. They went back towards the resistance base, trying to get whatever loot is left on over, and they ended up landing against the team of Quick, Pay, and Peace. They get the elimination, and now they basically double up their loot.
Stood around longer than they should have. Look at that. Clean finish off the Pay, right into the boss. Fearless for Venox. Remember Boogeyman and Pay, they had the trio elimination, and then they were trying to lurk, catch another team off guard, and instead, irony attacks here as they end up being a team ambushed on.
Back to the game plan as usual. Going to take a quick peek. There's not too many teams contesting that island, so it's going to go uncontested Agers, Acorn, and Pollo yet again. Following in the same blueprint of their game number one. They weren't able to get the win, but 17 eliminations, Monster. Another game like that, they might have top 5 locked and loaded, ready to go. Still got to play it out. On the other side of the map, you're seeing a fall from grace or an attempt at it. They're just trying to chop down the high ground, so that way it becomes an easier battle that they think they can take.
A lot of maps committed there too, but give that a second. We jump in with Tex. Hades and Mafia right now. Great shield crack here on the bait. Well, his team's got them cut off on the second layer too, but Mafia falls by the shotgun of Moncadios on the other side of the wall. Bait those. Here it is, the exchange. Hades gets the follow-up, and there's the full finish. They're going to have to play for the save here shortly, but there's another team lurking nearby. Pressure's on now to perform here.
Please, Monster, you correct me. Anybody in chat that's watching, correct. Is this the most fighting we've seen in a group stage ever to start a tournament off? From game 1 to game 2, it just feels like they're just endless. Teaks, Hades, they're the last alive. Mafia's not there. I bet you they got their reboot card, but they need to figure out a way to disengage. And it just got even harder because there's another third-party team moving in to try to close the distance. Teaks does go down, so it's all going to be up to his teammate, the last alive on their team, to try to get these cards and reboot them back into the game.
Yeah, look, it could be, attributed to the lack of cash cuts this season, right? Like we said, not too many set lobby chances to really get it in. So what you're seeing could just be the raw, unfiltered take at these games. Teams seem to be getting caught completely off guard left and right inside of the storms here. And then so many ways to push, right? You got all these dashes, misforms, and it just seems like confidence at all-time high.
Then you add in stuff like this, the Madness Smoke, where it's kind of your entire team can carry a stack of 2 and make sure everybody stays alive for so long. Bray is trying to escape, but he knows it's eventually going to be over. If he doesn't find himself with elimination, he did his best, but he's going to fall short of the marker. Luckily for him, though, just leaving the minimap on the eastern edge. You see Core just trying to escape. There is a launch pad there. There's a lot of different mobility in the game that we were talking about. So hopefully for him, he has some HP to regain, whether it's med kits, Chug Chug, or Med Miss Smoke, to try to get his team back in the game.
Oh, nicely played for them. Jumping back to some of the big boys in the lobby. The vets here, Booga, Brazen Threats, falling short last game in that end game. Again, 13th place with how much time alive they attributed to that round really shows the difference, the significance of Mistform, Medmist, and all the other mobility items that you have available and at your disposal here. Now we're getting to see how the Mistform can be used for the W key as Vert, Escher, and Taki get a knock and immediately collapse in. Looking to burn that first Mistform there. Absolutely worth it. They secure the loot here. This is at the center of the Shining Span now.
This could be good control for them too, depending on where the zone continues to move. There's no outskirts, there's no edge of zone currently here at Shining Span. We have seen in Majors Pass 1 and 2, zones go over towards Shining Span. Whoever's the one that's brave enough to kind of claim the top of that bridge usually ends up performing well, as Woods just kind of get 3-2-1 by the entire trio. He's going to fall. They immediately use that Mistform to close the distance.
No one missed the shot there. He fell before he could even react.
Good finish, and then you see them passing around the medallion like a hot potato. You get shield, and that's how a team like this over towards Demon's domain is able to kind of make it far into the game. They're not forced to use a lot of their resources, so that way the minis, they're able to keep them longer and longer in towards the end game where they make more of an impact, especially if you're taking damage, pressure from all around, just outside Lone Wolf lair. Turbulence, Amen, Lucky T, they're able to survive using every single resource at their disposal just in order to just get that revive. They do have the Medmist smoke, but now is where they got to start thinking. The zone is pulling so far away where they're currently at, all the way towards the eastern edge. They have to make that a focal point from here on out.
Good use of this surf cube here. I mean, you get a lot of distance out of this. Lucky's going to go ahead and looks like he's seemingly getting back to some old loot there, but I'll catch up with them in a second. As, again, got to get to the safety first. Guard, Havoc, and Silic by the Kappa factory. You see that stat right there. Silic and Jargu both played their first FNCS finals last season, placing 21st. Let's see how much they managed to learn in their in-game high-tier lobbies.
Those edge fights right now just out of Demon's domain. Two teams currently battling it out.
Their tarps are killing the blue tarp industry for how long lasting they are. It's like they don't want these to rip.
All right, guys, the drive is 10 hours and 50 minutes. See you in 11 hours, Tifu.
Welcome to South Carolina. One state down, boys.
Stop number 1. Ah, sounds like Georgia. See this? There you go. You want $100? It's on the Georgia side. Head out, boys.
Hey, and now we are in Florida.
Yeah. We're exactly 4 hours from Tifu's house.
I'm so bored.
You've been watching. You're watching a movie.
But I'm bored.
You're just trying to be dramatic. Shut up.
Just arrived in Florida as the first thing we see is a drunk man lying on the table. You guys think this is what Florida is?
Sun's out, belly's out, boys.
It's clipped on it. It won't fly away. All right, so Tifu just went live. His window has a blanket over top of it, but I don't care. We're still gonna find a way in. We gotta get to his house before he finishes the stream.
We have an hour left of driving.
We just arrived at Tifu's house. For obvious reasons, I can't record outside. I'm gonna do my best not to leak anything. Yeah, you can see it. This is gonna be funny. I'm excited. Yo, where'd I tell you he was gonna fall? Wait a minute.
I got that.
He's on the other side of this.
Yeah, but this is better though, right?
Yeah, you're right. It's a good idea just to drive for 10 hours to watch a streamer beside a streamer.
But see, we can hear him, so we get we get the echo effect.
We don't need audio. We can just hear him.
It's better audio like this.
Yeah.
This is like clean audio.
This is the real way to watch streamers.
Who the fuck's on my window, dog?
Yeah, my PayPal broke and I wanted to donate to you, so like the only logical thing to do is just come here. Whatever game you play next, every kill you get, I'm gonna give you $500.
Alright.
Yeah, just
Yo, it's Mr. Beast, bro. Yo, Mr. Beast is at my house and he's trying to donate to me IRL.
Oh, he's doing that?
Yeah.
you have any snacks? Yeah. You have M&Ms or anything?
Yeah, I got a box of snacks right now.
Oh really? That actually pretty cool.
Oh, wow. Jeez Louise.
All right, boys.
Well, you gotta pay him for the snacks, man.
Oh yeah, here you go. These were probably pretty expensive. Thanks for the snacks.
Oh, there you go. Thanks for the 100, dude. All right, we got Mr. Beast in the back, dude. IRL, Twitch donating. Every kill I get, $500. Let's get it, dude, real quick. A quick 20 bomb or a die off spawn. Let's see. I don't know. Whatever happens, let's get it. I think I gotta go to the new island, dude. The swirl. It's risky, bro, but you know, gotta risk it for the biscuit, you know.
Hey mom. Hey stream. I'm in here too. We have a whole viewing show out here. It's like a party. It's like a live movie.
Bro, what if I die off spawn?
Just do you have anything like make noise? Like we should like try to distract them so I don't lose like all my money in the first game. Don't kill that person. Oh, that's a bold move. Oh wait, he might actually die. That's a bold move, Kyle. First play.
I got a GL, but I got no gun, dude.
A real man using his hands. He's in trouble.
Try to give me a GL, bro.
Turner's got very unlucky off the spawn. He got a GL, which is not the gun of choice. Oh, he's got a real gun now. Still 0 kills. Oh, 1 kill. That is $500. Pop it up, Beast.
Throw it at him.
I'm scared, bro. I got no help.
He dropped 20 kills. Not exactly starting off strong.
He does have the challenge to kill people, right?
The opportunity of a lifetime. Hey, you know you're supposed to get kills, right? There's only 57 people left. Now you're gonna drop a 40 bomb.
Is it sad? I didn't even know that island was a thing.
I haven't played Fortnite since season like 3.
Make it rain on the streamer.
Make it rain!
I'm gonna put a nicely on his desk for him. We're not gonna make it bad. Yeah.
Nice.
The total now at 1,500.
Chug it up.
Definitely GIF. Definitely.
It's 100% GIF. Chat, is it GIF or GIF?
GIF.
Take away 500.
Yeah. All right, next goes 300. That's
The total now at 2,000.
I'm gonna respectfully put it on the floor.
back in his chair. Like an ATM.
Yeah, just put the money in the ATM. I won't let him focus.
Welcome to the world of Windstar.
Don't let him focus.
Dude, my fucking stream just crashed.
Oh, really?
It's too lit, dude. They can't handle it, man.
Oh,
6 kills, $3,000.
hello, viewers. Welcome back. Wait, I lost track. Don't I still owe him another 5? I don't know. Woo! 500 because we weren't counting. Taking the tower, using the grappler, and there's... Hey, we have everybody in there.
Well, you better get that $500 ready.
Oh!
3,500.
That was a bad throw. Here, we'll do another one, just because the throw was bad. It's not as bad.
Look at that set.
Oh, God. Oh, wow.
Oh, what a quick scoop.
Another 500.
He's in phase for a reason.
Yeah, I was about to say. Take it, come here, I don't want this.
Take my money. Shout out whoever cleans his room. We're going to have a break.
We have now reached $4,000.
I do 4,500 because I just threw.
We have lost count, but somewhere around 4,000. Lots of money.
There's money in there somewhere.
You got this, Totisu.
No pressure.
You got the.
I think the 20 bomb is gone now, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't get a 20.
Oh, sad face.
The early game was rough. I got that grenade launcher. It was just-
You know you're good when like everyone's disappointed you don't kill 20% of the lobby. Like, oh man, he only won the game and killed 19 or whatever people. Darn.
Where are the people at, man?
He seems pretty focused right now. All right.
Make it
I got 500. Oh, it keeps coming back.
That $100 is honestly trying to be with
All right.
Do you think his nose itches a little bit? Yeah, I think it's.
Why don't you scratch his nose for him? It does look like it itches a little bit.
Does your nose itch any? There you go. I know it can get hard when you got your hands on the keyboard and mouse.
Of course, bro.
Rig. I'm tired of throwing. Dude, we're making a mess. Put it in his headset.
Can you guys stop just throwing money everywhere, please? Come on.
I won't do this again after today, I promise.
Such a mess, dude. You know, I gotta clean all this up, you know? But at least I'll be able to pay somebody to clean it up. So.
Nothing. The money fell. All right, come on. We gotta put the money back up there. Come on. Guess we gotta do more money.
He's gonna figure it out eventually.
Here, we'll do the chair. There we go. This chair's a little more stable.
Oh, by the way, nice to meet you, man.
Yeah, nice to meet you, man. We can have our first conversation after this game.
Yeah.
Or like tonight, whatever. Thanks for following me on Twitter that one time.
No problem. Thanks for following me back.
Okay, that was just the last building. Wait, what? The money fell off his head, gotta give him more.
Oh, that was make it rain on that seafood.
This is pretty intense. I'm just gonna put the money there.
He at least gets an extra 500 if he wins, right?
Yeah, sure. More fireworks going off out here.
Another kill. $500. Okay, no alarm.
Just put this, slide it in right there. Yep, yeah, that's the ATM. Oh, he's screwed.
Oh, that
Yeah, that's dude, it's not even fair. He didn't even get a chance. That's kind of bullying.
And another 500. Top it up, please.
I'm making another ATM deposit.
ATM, back.
Having 2 kills with
Yeah, I almost just died.
Oh, lots of fast building. Oh, this.
Ooh, good edit there. Good edit.
He's doing a lot of things I can't comprehend.
Somebody stream sniping?
It's a we stream sniping.
I'm playing mobile.
I was gonna say I'm actually playing mobile. That's me over there.
Oh my god.
He's not that.
Luckily, he has plenty of math. This is getting intense. Down to the final 2 players.
I'm actually learning stuff.
You know those stories of the kids who pay for Fortnite lessons?
Yeah.
That's what you're doing right now.
Oh, one left. I can tell. Oh,
And the victory royale, the man killed himself. Does that count?
Yeah.
Here's
250.
good job, man.
Holy shit.
Come out through the window. Come out through the window. You gotta come out. Come say hi to the man with this kid. You know,
Hang out with us here.
It's better out here.
Yeah.
See the
I think
screen
you should be
better.
able to play to get your money back.
Oh, there.
Yeah, our chairs are right here.
It's coming right
That's
here.
one way of doing it. Okay.
Would you like some of your snacks back?
That's sexy.
He's sweeping up the money on stream.
You want to get one more game in real quick?
Oh, I'm done.
Can't go back through the window.
No. This is only for leaving, not entering.
Do you have any words for the Beast viewers, Turner?
Follow my stream. Me and Beast are gonna run some duos in the future, so stay tuned.
All right, if you win this next game, you get whatever we have left.
I'm gonna try to win a game only using a pickaxe and traps, dude.
I actually feel pretty confident I'm gonna get to keep that. Would you mind like moving to the left a bit? It's a little hard for us to see out here. All right, that's cool. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
This is gonna be easy. JK.
That's actually so funny. Turner, don't get too cocky, all right?
I mean, I gotta kill people with traps and pickaxe.
I
Why
just
are you
don't-
getting ammo?
I don't know.
He has one weapon. It's been a while since I gave him money, and it's just like,
Yeah, you're right.
I just
It's like your instinct.
I know, it's just like,
He wants
I
to
gotta
pick
be
up
slinging
guns.
money. Where would this be nicely held at?
Put it right in your shirt.
In the shirt?
Yeah.
Back of the shirt.
Tuck it on in there.
We'll do the back. It's a very tight shirt. It doesn't fit in. I think we have to go with the cubby hole.
Hey,
Yeah.
more money.
Oh no.
All right, 2 traps. There's guys fighting over here, dude. Do I take the fight?
Of course, they might have more traps.
I'm going for it, boys. These are looking like a couple of good praise to.
Oh.
I'm not here. Oh, all right. Let's see how he does it.
Oh.
Ooh.
I was like, this guy's shot me once.
Did he do it?
Oh.
I got no more traps, dude.
So deceiving.
Trying to ruin your chance at money, don't worry.
What do we do now? Can we play a game of rock, paper, scissors? Real quick?
Yeah, sure.
We'll do best 2 out of 3. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh.
There you go.
This man throws a double scissors? Who does
Dude,
that?
scissors is OP, okay?
That's a bold strategy,
I promise
Cotton.
you. That's like the only time scissors has ever failed me.
When I head back to my state, it's like that way. It's nice meeting you, man. It's only like 12 hours away,
I mean,
so.
I got all your money, so now you kind of have to walk home.
Can we
Yeah.
borrow like a couple bucks?
Yeah, actually, can I have some money?
Yeah, I got you.
Perfect. This will pay for our gas.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna head out. Yep.
Bye.
Bro, what is going on, dude? What the fuck? No, get out of here.
I hope you guys let us go. Come on, see next. I'm out of here. See you guys. I'm just tired. Oh, we can play some more of this tomorrow. All right.